Well, good morning. I wanted to do our weekly market update. The export numbers came out this morning. It's Friday. They were a day late because of the holiday. And I'll tell you right away, since this is coming out much later than the actual export release when we normally look at the markets as they're coming out, grains didn't open for an hour later, so we couldn't get that response. Cotton market was open, and the cotton market is down on the day quite a bit from where it was when these numbers came out. Let's just start with cotton. The sales were 141,500. That's quite a bit better than we had seen in recent weeks. Looking at the breakdown, we've got it up 96% from the previous week and up over the 4-week average. Vietnam took 49,900. India took 45,600. China took 14,900. So China's starting to show up again in the top three of takers for old crop cotton. Looking at new crop, and there were some light cancellations, but new crop net sales of 55,300. Bangladesh taking 18,800. Turkey taking 9,400. Mexico taking 7,500. And the shipments were 340,400. Now, I would say at the time this number came out, cotton was probably trading down around 20 on the day. Now it's down 75 at 66.75. So it doesn't, not exactly logical, but we have been for 2 months in cotton stuck between 65 and 68.5. We continue to be stuck in that range. The market's not exactly predictable within that range. That's what sideways markets do. So we're just continuing to do more of the same. What's next? Soybeans. Soybeans. Sales of 867,600 metric tons. That's very good. Up noticeably from the previous week and from the 4-week average. China took 607,300 metric tons. That's good. Mexico took 66,600 metric tons, and the Netherlands took 63,900 metric tons, and new crop sales of 161,500 metric tons. Those were good numbers for beans. So what did beans do? Well, at the time beans opened at 8:30, they were down probably around 5 or so. Right now they're down 9.5. Another market acting in an unpredictable way. Part of that might be that it's Friday following 4th of July. A lot of traders have taken off, and these markets are relatively lightly traded, and maybe that's the reason. Corn, net sales of 175,600 metric tons, down 41% from the previous week, up 42% over the 4-week average. Mexico took 74,300. Japan took 53,300. Canada took 24,300 metric tons. The corn market opened unchanged to a little higher. Then it got down about 5 to 6 on the day. And right now it's back to where it's up about a half cent on the day. That's been the action so far. Wheat, net sales of 276,500 metric tons. And we've got Nigeria taking 99,100 metric tons. Taiwan taking 82,600 metric tons. Mexico taking 59,500 metric tons. Wheat opened slightly lower. Now wheat's up in the September, up 2.5 at 516.5. As far as the news, I think most of you know it. Last Saturday, the U.S. and China decided to come back to the bargaining table, and the one thing that Trump asked of China as a sign of good faith to come back to the table would be to start purchasing U.S. agricultural crops. Now, it's early, and this is the first export sale we've seen, and this reflected last week's numbers, but we're showing an increase. I think next week's number will be even stronger. There's also a rumor that when the next crop report comes out next week, it is going to take into consideration the miscalculations on the last acreage report, that they're redoing some surveys. Originally, there had been talk it would be coming out in August. I still think that's probably the best chance that it happens, but there's more and more talk about it coming out next week, and that many analysts are thinking they could be as much as 2 million acres overstating the acreage in corn. I don't know. I just know if that is corrected, and when it's corrected, and this market can really especially in corn, see a much higher move up. And based on Wednesday's activity and today's strength, you got to know the market's really wanting to see corn move up. I guess that's about it. We'll keep an eye on the news, and we will talk to you later.